everybody, it's Alvin Brown, CEO and founder of the Center for Healing and Peak Performance and Integrated Performance Services. I'm also the author of Journey to Personal Greatness, Mind, Body, and Soul, a blueprint for life balance and self-mastery. I want to talk with Mr. Vince Walters. He's been in the fitness game for a long time. He's got some great, unique stories. He's been one of my clients for a couple of years now. You know what, I want you to elaborate really quick before you go to the greatness. Elaborate a bit more on on the weights. When people go in,
okay.
I don't want you to skip over that one just yet, because when people go into the gym and they're doing reps and sets and attempting to take the book with them and write
First
the
things
book.
this.
Yeah.
First thing first. Everybody goes into the gym with the idea that you need to lift heavier to get stronger.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's wrong.
Okay.
You lift heavier because you have gotten stronger, not to get there.
Mm-hmm.
Because if you lift heavier to get stronger, then you should be able to walk into the gym and do what I do.
Yeah.
Guess what? You can't.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Okay? However, you can go into the gym and be one step better than you were last week.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right? Again, it's the next aspect of weights is another mistake that most people make is, again, they lift too heavy.
Mm-hmm.
If you cannot feel your muscle working, you're not working it.
Yeah.
It's pretty simple.
And you lose your form too.
Well, here, let me show you like this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a certain point where in any exercise, and let's just say bench press, for example, where I'll be going through and I can feel every repetition, every perfect contraction.
Mm-hmm.
Now I will raise the weight, and there's a certain point where you watching it, it'll look perfect.
Mm-hmm.
But I no longer feel it anymore. I'm doing it, it's going up and down right, but again, that level of contraction, I'm not feeling it. Mm-hmm. What has happened there, and this is the mistake that most people make, is they sacrifice their weight. And again, what's happened is, people say that we only use 10% of our brain.
Right.
Well, that's sort of true, but sort of not true, because that whole 100% of our brain is working. 90% is the autonomous nervous system that does everything else for you. It's kind of like we're driving a car. There's a computer in your car that's controlling fuel management and all that sort of stuff. You got nothing to do with it. You push the gas pedal.
Yeah.
Same thing goes with us in our body. We sit up here in this and we drive it, and our autonomous nervous system is doing so much that we couldn't even fathom. So on that point where I'm doing that bench press and I raise the weight, my autonomous nervous system, as soon as I picked it up, I said, whoa, hey, guy in the driver's seat, not too bright. He's trying to break us.
Yeah.
So what my autonomous nervous system has realized is that I have raised the load beyond what is safe for my pec to do by itself. So now it's spread the load over as many different muscles as it possibly can to protect me from myself. It doesn't care that I'm lying on a bench press and I want bigger pecs. It's doing its job, and that's protecting me. So yes, I'm lifting 10 more pounds. However, the stimulus that I've applied to that muscle, way down. Right? So guys are worse for this than women, because we're in there training our ego. We always want to be that strong guy. Every guy wants to be the alpha male. Well, if you really want to be strong, then the most important thing is to understand where you're actually at. Be honest with yourself. Feel what you're doing and step in there, not to show people how good you are, to find out how good you are and work on becoming better.
That's awesome. So in recap then, Vince, it's in summary, basically he's saying, I go in the gym myself and I see some people love to lift the rack, but there's no form and they're not getting in contact with the muscle and working through the range of motion. And that's what he's saying. Stick to where you can feel everything and feel the muscle that you're working on actually working. So it's some great nuggets of information here. And I want to bring him back on later to dig into some more of his brain and pick his brain and many of the other guys that I work with. But this is the kind of things I want to bring to you guys. So I'm going to finish up with this one, which is what we're all about here. Personal greatness. Vince, what's your definition of personal greatness? And now remember, greatness to everybody's different. You know, some people just going home by 4 p.m., hanging out with some guys at the bar and whatever it might be. Some people, they have to make this kind of, what's your definition of personal greatness?
For me, personal greatness is to allow myself to improve, to understand where I'm at, to allow myself the opportunity to fail, and to embrace every failure and take the time and have the courage to learn from it.
So is it then failure?
Well, I have a client, you're going to like this one. I had a client, such a positive guy. I loved him and his wife. Great clients. We would push in the gym to failure, but he didn't like that. And it actually stuck with me. And what we ended up changing it to was victory. Because at that moment, we didn't push till we failed. We were victorious in our efforts to push till we didn't have anything left to give.
Nice. Yep. Changing syntax, changing the words.
So, again, trying to be positive and trying to just be a better version of myself from day to day and learn.
That's awesome. And that is the, I'm going to end it here, but we could go on. But that is the one thing I heard at the beginning when I was trying to make a mental note. When Vince said he didn't get the goal he wanted to at the last competition he just did, but he was better than himself of the last competition. So that's the key, is always working to be better than you were last year, better than you were last week. Wherever you are now in your life, or whatever quote-unquote mistakes you've made or whatever, remember every day you have a new leaf. You turn a new leaf and you have a redo every single day, so you can redo it. Just be better than you were. You don't have to be 100% better than you were, you just have to be 1%, because 1% better every week is 50% better at the end of the year, and so on. It's just small incremental steps to get there.
It is impossible to be perfect without being better first.
That's right. And that's, remember, small increments. Small increments. All right, so I want to thank Vince again and thank him for lending to our community.
Thank you.
And we'll see him again. Vince will have a website up soon and some information, more material. In the future, you'll hear more from Vince. So I want to introduce him here on my channel and let you know I had him first. But anyways, all right, so until next time, as I always say, visit our website, teachhp.com, journeypersonalgreatness.com. If we can help you, I got a team of people here to help you get to your personal greatness. So until next time, I want you to be relentless in your pursuit for personal greatness.